Dude, this National League Cy Young race has to be as tight and as exciting and as well decorated and well earned for anybody mentioned in it right now than maybe ever. Is that an exaggeration, Jeff? Right now,
there's still a lot of baseball left to be played, but let's put it this way: the first half has been absolutely incredible, and it's Christopher Sanchez throwing 50 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings, and it's Shohei Ohtani putting up an ERA that just crept over 1, and it's Jacob Misiorowski evolving into this fire-breathing creature, the likes of which nobody has ever seen, and that's the wild part to me about all of this. Jacob Misiorowski was a second-round pick from the Milwaukee Brewers, and the reason he dropped to the second round was twofold. One, he was a junior college player, but two, and more than that, most of the teams that saw him thought that he was a relief pitcher. They thought he's 6'7", and no matter how fluidly he moves, no matter how hard he throws, the ability to have what's called proprioception, which is the knowing where your body is in space, essentially, and being able to replicate that delivery when your levers are as long as they are. There are just so few people throughout the course of history who have done it. And you can point to me and say Randy Johnson, and I'll point back at you and say he was an outlier. And you don't make bets based on outliers. So this is a combination, I think, of Jacob Misiorowski just working and figuring out what his body feels like and what he needs to do to get it in that position. But more than that, the Milwaukee Brewers development system is absolutely incredible. And they're owed a lot of credit, whether it's Jackson Churio or Freddie Peralta or Corbin Burns or Brandon Woodruff in the past generation. And now Jacob Misiorowski and Jesus Mate, who's the #1 prospect in all of baseball, and Luis Pena and a ton of others in their farm system. The Brewers are just doing it right. And what they're reaping in Misiorowski includes, you can argue that it's the best pitched game of this decade so far. 9 innings, 1 hit, no walks, 15 strikeouts, all on 95 pitches, Rich.
Right. And then his last one, wasn't it like a 104 miles an hour or something crazy like that? It's just...
Oh, you mean averaging 103.7 miles per hour really on his fastball in the first inning, and then coming back in the 9th for the first complete game of his entire career and averaging over 102 that inning. That's what I mean when we haven't seen this before. We've seen great pitching performances since the game started in the 1870s. What we haven't seen is a guy who throws with this much velocity, throws it over the plate, and can carry it deep into games. You know, Justin Verlander coming out and pumping 100 in the 9th inning is incredibly impressive. Jacob Misiorowski coming out and sitting 102 in the 9th inning is even more so. And to me, it's the personification of the evolution of baseball. And, you know, the average fastball is like 95 miles per hour right now. And this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a guy who personifies that part of the game, but also brings in all of the other elements as well.
Yeah,
and by the way, now I'm just looking at myself on, this doesn't look bad.
No, it's
like,
great.
I'm kind of wear this.
You look great, dude. Yeah. Again, the gold peacoat or, you know, the camel hair. It's really very impressive. You know, and also Misiorowski and Pat Murphy having their Messina Joe Torre moment where he tells Murphy, "Don't take me out," and then he finishes the inning. And Messina famously finished a game years ago. It's just fun to watch. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app, 12 to 3 Eastern.
Ohtani's had the surgery and he's had a procedure. But I wonder, how many imitators is he going to create in 5 years, 10 years, that we do let somebody hit and pitch if they're... Like Skeens was a great hitter in Air Force Academy. I mean, he was a power hitter. I'm surprised that the Pirates wouldn't say, hey, why don't we get this novelty with Skeens and get him out there more often?
Absolutely. Or even Jack Caglione, right? Like, he went to Florida. He's a first rounder for Kansas City. He can do both. I mean, but even like, there's always guys that can do both, right? I heard Dave Winfield was a great pitcher in college and, you know, was able to to kind of do both. I would have thought by now it would be way more guys, you know, with at least the opportunity to hit and pitch. But even just seeing how good Caglione was in college doing both, and then them just kind of turning him into a hitter, seems like, you know, it is just, you know, this one off where Shohei's, you know, the greatest baseball player of all time, and he's the only one that gets to, you know, can do it on this level. So, I mean, hopefully there are more guys that can do this. I don't think anybody's gonna be able to do it on the level that he's doing it, but there's definitely guys that can, you know, do both.
Wait, you think he's going to be the greatest player of all time?
I think he already is.
The greatest of all time?
Who's better?
Well, I mean, Babe did. I mean, he won 92 games as a starter, and then you hit 714 home runs. And
yeah, that was a different time, though. Now he's playing in an era where this is the biggest, fastest, strongest era that we've ever seen, and he's the fastest, he's the biggest, he's the best. I mean, you know, you combine them, he's one of the best hitters in the league, and he's one of the best pitchers in the league. And to be able to do it in this era, I think, you know, my GOAT to me is Barry Bonds. Like, I'll never, you know, he's always number one, but Barry can't go out and throw 7 shutout innings.
No, it was, I saw just the catch play right now. He's going to do his touch and feel, get off the mound in a little bit, but out of breath. Saw him play some catch, looks good, feels good. So, yeah, I look forward to him making a start tomorrow.
Any concerns that whatever he feels when he gets off the mound could change that?
Very unlikely, but certainly there's a possibility until he gets on the mound. But we feel, I mean, from what my eyes saw, I feel pretty good about it.
Dave, is there any added concern knowing that tomorrow's an early 12:15 for you guys? Quick turnaround.
Yeah, it certainly, he likes his sleep. It's certainly not ideal. But I think that, you know, the calendar's a calendar, and so, you know, he'll get his rest and do what he can to post tomorrow.
Do you think you might have to watch him during the start, like a little closer than usual, just knowing what he's saying?
I will, yeah. I think that, you know, anyone that has anything kind of potential red flag, certainly be more watching closely. But again, he wouldn't start if we felt that we were going to put him in harm's way.
He's a competitor. He always wants to be out there. Is there any concern that he might go out there, maybe not be 100% because he just wants to be, you know, contribute to the team?
I wouldn't say concerned, but I think it's we're certainly mindful that he wants to be out there. He wants to make his start. But again, the catch play, how he feels, the swelling is completely dissipated. So those signs right there give us confidence that he's going to be fine. But yeah, we'll certainly have a watchful eye though, yeah.
You mentioned thinking that just like some maybe like mechanical flaws in the way he was landing led to the knee things. Is there anything that like they identified or like tweaked in his delivery this week to address that you know?
I don't. I know a little bit. He was talking about, you know, closing himself off might have kind of added to kind of the stress on the front knee. So there might be like a little tweak to kind of keep it a little bit more straight or open. I'm not sure. But that's kind of, you know, his mechanics are his mechanics. But I don't know if something changed in Pittsburgh, which I doubt, but that's something I kind of heard.
Just want to make sure, is he going to do both?
I haven't decided that yet. You know, we'll see.
With Tommy coming back, like how does that impact as you kind of rotate him into the lineup, like the platoon you guys have had at second and left right now?
Yeah, so I just kind of see Tommy at second and third, at left. It's sort of a case by case, whether it's the starting pitcher, whether, you know, when Teo gets back, you know, who, you know, just kind of Tommy's kind of workload, so all that kind of stuff, and then I'll make decisions. But I think that, yeah, those three positions I see as most likely.
We talk about the depth a lot and get Tommy back. You've only had 2 games from Tommy and Kike combined, and yet you've still been able to play at a high level. Just what does it speak to the guys that you can backfill with?
It speaks a lot to the guys that we can backfill with. You know, we had Hayes on a little bit. We had Wardo here in the outfield. We got Freeland playing, and obviously Max is having a tremendous year. Mookie's really playing well defensively and picked it up offensively, and so Mickey Rowe, you can sort of plug in anywhere, and it's been great to have him. So just to be able to mix and match the guys has been great, and SB was with us certainly for half the year, which is great. But I think for me, it's kind of keeping guys fresh, but also, giving guys some opportunities. And, for now, for down the road, this has been fun for all of us.
With Evan only playing 3 to 4 games a week to start, I know most of that is to be mindful of the ankle, but how much of an added benefit is it where you're still able to see Freeland, Ward play a little bit more consistently?
It's great. It's great. I think, that's something that we set out to do this year, to give some of these younger guys some runway, some opportunity. And then, to have Tommy on the roster, to have me on the roster, to have Kike when he's back, to kind of plug in, but also give guys some opportunities, some younger guys. I think that's great. But also, you got to have guys like Tommy and Kike and Miggy to buy into their whatever roles that we have for them. And they've done that, really positively.
Miggy said after the game last night that he's got to learn how to be a better pinch hitter, because that now with Tommy being back is kind of where you're going to use him. Is that basically the way things are going to play out the rest of the way, like getting him in later in the game, him being relied on as a pinch hitter?
I think there's certainly a lot of value in that versus left, but also I think versus left-handed pitching, he's one of our better hitters versus left-handed pitching. So, if there's an opportunity to get him in there to get 3 at-bats versus starter, then I'm going to think very, closely about that, because the one silver bullet versus a lefty like last night is valuable, but also, getting 3 certain at-bats is helpful too.
Tyler is here. He was in the clubhouse. Is there any more clarity on where he stands physically and what the progression might look like moving forward?
No, there isn't. I haven't seen him today. I think for me, it's once you can start playing catch and respond well and feel good in kind of stacked days, then I start getting a little bit more interested. I think right now we're just trying to get him to that point.
Is it still just the back for him, or is there anything else?
Just the back.
Brock Stewart pitched twice over the weekend. How did he come out of that, and what's next for him?
I think, he came out of it well. I think the plan is for him to do a back-to-back at some point soon. And then once he, passes those tests, that test, then it'll be a real conversation to get him back with us.
That local probably, or is he?
You know what? I don't know, Eric. I'm not sure.
Dave, going back to Shohei, what will be some of the deciding factors for him to do to it?
I don't know. I think today, just kind of seeing how he comes at it today, I think the more information is better, and information is in how he's feeling. So, see him today, see him tonight, and then I can make a decision for tomorrow.